On this video, so often I speak to you about, oh, you have to get your blood sugars in control. If you don't, that'll be the end. And looking back at some of them, it made me say, well, I could do it. You could do it. And it seemed very personable and sometimes attacking. What I really wanted for you to take away from these videos is tips on how you control. You still have free will. No one is going to stop you because you don't feel like taking care of your diabetes. Trust me, my parents did, teachers did. I just kind of, oh, well, yeah, I took my insulin in the morning. That's all I kind of have to do. Just a little thing. I can remember when I was on one shot a day, the doctor started saying, well, you may need other shots in the evening as well. And I thought, oh my God, I've done something wrong. But did the noggin, kick into effect? No. I still had free will to do whatever I wanted. It's not like they lined you up and stab you all. Pretty much diabetic camp. I can remember we all went in, and at that time, everyone was just syringes. There was no, where is it? Pump. So I went on my way, living my life like there wasn't a care in the world. I wasn't going to get any complications. It's again, free choice can be your worst enemy. So you have to find a reason why. And before, it was always, you have to do this. Well, why do I have to? Well, you'll lose a leg, you'll go blind. But there really wasn't anything in there for me. It seemed that I've said this before, like I was having to do it to please everyone else. And we've done videos on that. But at that time, there wasn't enough. I was going to school, I was working nights. And at nights, you pretty well want to take your insulin, do your thing, take more insulin before you go to bed. And a lot of times, I was just so exhausted. I didn't want to eat. A lot of times fell asleep and would just sleep and get up and maybe take insulin, shower, and go to work again. It was just a big cycle. And looking back, I could have had more energy. I could have felt great all the time. But this little noggin, and if you have a son, a daughter, who isn't following guidelines and how to take care of yourself and yourself, is why not? Instead of saying, you have to do it, I think I would ask, well, why don't you? It could be something as easy as, my friends don't want it. Free choice is still out there. There are patients who will not follow diabetic controls up to their own detriment. It's sort of like, well, I could live And then if there's any problems, the doctors will sort it out. Well, you have to take some ownership for your disease yourself. I'm not saying it's your fault you got it, but you have it. So you want to feel the best and go on with your life. I think a lot of people who don't control their own diabetes, it's because they're trying to live up to this imaginary standard. There we go. That the people who aren't diabetics expect us to live up to. And a lot of times is, well, if I don't have to take insulin, yeah, I'll take that extra shift. I'll just take the insulin at night. That's free choice. And a lot of times, free choice and stubbornness go hand in hand. I've seen it in other diabetics, and I thought it was my own self. But when I go low, it's my way. That's it. If I don't really agree with something, I really don't do it. And I won't do it until I see a benefit for me. And it's like, oh my God, why do I do this? Well, I've always been classified as lazy. Well, you haven't taken care of yourself because you're just too damn lazy. Well, everyone else can get up and go, or, they can go to work and forget lunch or their lunch or breakfast, sorry, and then just go out for lunch and eat up a storm. Where I had to take everything in measurements, and a lot of times my mother, when I was really working, would pack my meals. Not always, but a lot of times. And she can remember my initial training. And I had well-rounded meals to the point that one of my supervisors was around our store. It was like a Saturday evening. I don't know why he was there. But anyway, we fed the person, and he had I don't know, a hoagie or something. And my mom, I worked at a store quite close to my home, brought up a meal, like a full meal with cutlery, and it was like, he just shook his head. But that still didn't open my eyes. And I guess it's that little free will. Oh, I can do this. Yeah, it's nice. Thank you, Mom. But she was really trying to show. But again, this thick noggin, you can hear it here, wouldn't allow any help or whatever with it. So keep that in mind when you're dealing with youngsters. It's not, oh, you're going to lose an eye. Oh, your feet are going to have problems in it. You're going to have nerve issues. And a young kid, that's really not going to matter. And anyone who's just been diagnosed and things are going right, it's not really going to matter. You could say that till you're blue in the face, and coming from an environment like that, you're not going to make an impression. Do you want to have energy? Do you want to feel better? Do you not want to come and see the doctor every 6 months or so? Well, we need to get you on a schedule and you need to eat. Even though I say with the new pump that you don't have to eat every single minute, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, as it did before. You have a little bit more leeway. However, for any insulin to work better, it requires that you eat something. Carbohydrates do play a part in the diabetic menu. It is in everyone's life. Everything turns to glucose. Carbohydrates is just more intense. That's why we treat those by having carbohydrates. We do sugar, sweet tea, Coke. I did Coke. Maybe I should clarify that. I drank Coca-Cola when I was low. Okay, I did do Coke. Let's clear that up right now. I did not do Coke. But free choice is always important. You need to make sure that you are able to live a long life, feel better all the time, have energy. That, if somebody had brought it to me that way instead of, yeah, you're going to lose a leg, you're going to go blind, you're sitting there going, no, I can see fine. It's the scare tactics don't work. But free choice is always difficult. You can't tie someone down, give them their insulin, then force food down their throat just so they can go on with their life. They're going to fight you every minute. And you need to build up the wins in their mind. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can have better night's sleep because I'm not getting up every hour and a half to go to the bathroom because I haven't got the right control. I can remember when I started to get control and my nights were pretty well under control. I slept through a night and the feeling was just so good. And then it happened again and again. You're fighting free choice, and that can be a vicious thing. Teaching someone to get diabetes out of their face and over to the side the right way is by having them see what the wins are. You can feel better. You can get better sleep. You can enjoy life. If you're under control, no one really has to know that you're a diabetic, but I've gone and we've done videos on that. Work on a person's wins. What wins do they take away? And not everyone is, if they're not following control, not everyone doing everything bad with their diabetes unless they, oops, I'm not taking insulin at all and I'm just eating candies and cakes and everything. And then I'm not feeling well. I don't know why. We can be stubborn. That's one thing I know about diabetics. We can be so stubborn. Think about it. Remember it. Find the wins and have a discussion with your free choice. You may find a better way if you give your free choice a little rest sometimes. Free choice allows you to do things different, but you're still going to have to do some things. You don't want to lose your life at the end, but why should I do that? I don't see any negatives. I'll take my insulin, but that's all I'm going to do. And then the light switch click. Oh, this is great. When my blood sugars aren't great and I get that 100% time and range, I feel wonderful. Remember that. Have a great day, and we'll talk later. Bye now.